Today we are reviewing the CHEF Everest 2 versus the CHEF Everest 2, except this is the 2X and this is the 2. So before I even start the Everest 2 versus the Everest 2X, let me just say that we paid for both of these, right? We're not sponsored. I don't even think there's Amazon affiliate links for these particular stoves. And before we go crazy, this is the Everest 2, this is the Everest 2X. You can obviously see the size difference, and I'll put the measurements in the description below. But this has changed since I first bought it, at least according to the CHEF website. I bought this on Amazon. It was $149, and I think that's still the same price. I've seen this, or I think I bought this for $169. When I bought this, this was 20,000 BTUs per side, total of 40,000. Math. When I look on CHEF's website, this now says 25,000 BTUs per side. Amazon doesn't say it, but the CHEF site says 25,000 BTUs, and that would make this one of the Everest 2, not the 2X. But if that's true, that makes the Everest 2 really the most powerful, well-made two-burner stove. I know Cabela's has ones. I've heard it's a piece of So for my money, CHEF is the way to go. So we're going to compare the two. I'm going to do a water boil test. I'm going to use the same amount of water in the same pot. I'm going to crank it up all the way on both of them, not side by side because I only have one of the same pot. But we'll see which boils water. Both of these are 20,000 BTUs per side, so maybe they boil water at the exact same time. This is about 10 months old. This I have not even used yet. So if this is the kind of product review you like, or the versus, you know, Everest 2 versus Everest 2X, if this is the kind of video type stuff you like, we have plenty of product reviews. This one I'm very excited about because a lot of people have reached out to me and said, is that the 2X? And I'm like, no, it's the 2. So I knew I wanted to do a comparison video, even though it cost me $169 to do it. But if this is your thing, do me a huge favor. It really helps us a lot if you give us a thumbs up in the video. That's Edie's thumb. That helps YouTube find our videos faster and easier, and that helps me bring more product reviews to you guys. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe. And if you'd like to be notified when there's new videos, hit the subscription bell. So I'm going to open these up in a minute, but the very first thing that everyone notices is the Everest 2 versus the 2X. It's obviously the size. So this is 13.5 by 23.5 by 4, and the 2X is 25.2 by 12.7 by 5.6. And one of the other differences, as you can see, are the clips. Whereas the clips on this guy, definitely not plastic versus plastic. Now these have held up. Sorry if you can hear the kids screaming. We're at a campground doing this review. So that's one of the main differences. They both have the piezo lighter, two knobs, piezo lighter, but definitely the clips are different. So you can see between the two, obviously the size. Let's see if the grate is 19.5 versus this grate is 18 1/3-ish. So, I mean, the obvious difference is the size. You can see that have not used this at all. They both have windscreens. Although these windscreens are significantly bigger. I guess everything 2x is just bigger versus these guys. So bigger windscreens for a bigger stove. They both come with the regulator. I don't know if they're the same regulator. They look different. So this one goes to this guy, this one goes to this guy. For our water test, we're going to use these. I don't normally use these anymore, but to keep the test fair, we'll hook them up to the 1-pounders, and we're going to use this pot of water with, I guess, 1 or 2 of these. It'll be the same amount of water in the same pot. Test versus test, that'll be the water test. They both clean up basically the same way. The grill comes over, you can see that ours is a mess because whoever used it last didn't clean it properly. And we know who that is. Versus this guy, so you can take it off, it's all stainless. You have nice on both of them. And this protects from the wind, along with the windscreens. The 3 obvious differences, obviously the size, the weight, and the clips. So right now, those are the 3 obvious differences. So again, to keep the water test as equal as possible, brand new bottle of 1 pound propane, brand new bottle of 1 pound propane. So first we'll compare the lighting. Now I typically don't even use these. I just always have a lighter on hand, but it does work. We'll do this guy. And the nice thing I really like about these is how, obviously the power, but how much, let me turn one off, how much I could dial it down, right? If you want something to simmer, I know you can't see it because it's light out, right? But one of my favorite parts, beyond just the general durability, is the ability to dial that flame down really low. The flame control is fantastic. So I have never lit this one, so I have no idea if it's going to work, but we'll turn it on. There we go. Let's turn this guy on. And I can't see the flame because it's bright. But we'll try to do a flame control test here. It's also as good as the Everest 2. Yeah, I could barely see a flame. I'll turn those off. The knobs, I like these knobs a little bit better. There's kind of like a rubbery piece here. There isn't here. I mean, it's not a huge deal, just it's a little bit bigger knob. The other thing I noticed is, if you notice that these knobs are on the outside of this, where these little bump outs make these knobs, they're kind of like protected, in a sense, they're recessed into, so that's maybe not such an obvious thing, but I do like that if you can deal with hauling around such a big stove. So I do see another difference, and that's with the windscreens, right? So I haven't, oh, I see. Look at that. So I was about to say that this is just kind of like hanging on its own, right? Whereas this guy, he kind of clips in here like that, but then I noticed these little slots. Here, hold the camera for a second. So you put this guy in here like this, then you clamp it down. Okay. I like that. So he's a little bit different, but obviously, along with the giant bulbous size, the windscreens are significantly different. So I'm going to put the windscreens up. It's not windy here, but I'm going to put them up for the water test anyway. I'll tell you what, I'm really starting to like this Everest 2X, even though it's bigger and it'll take up more space, but I'll save my comments for the end. So I'm going to put 1 bottle of water in here first. I actually think that's enough to do the test. And we'll leave the cup, we'll leave the top open so we can see it boiling, and we'll time it. So I think just the one bottle. So this is, how many ounces is this?
And same temperature.
Yeah, same temperature. It's just
same temperature water.
Camping water. Same amount of water for each test. The flame is going to be the highest of the flame. So I'm going to put this up here like this. And now I'm going to, and we need to set a timer. So I'm going to put this on and start. We will come back when it boils. Okay, at 140, looks like we have boiling water. 1 minute and 40 at the highest temperature. That's fast. So we've let this cool down. I've emptied it out. We've given it a few minutes to cool down. It's completely, and the same amount of water is going in. We're now doing the water test for the Everest 2X. Same amount of water. We'll put this guy on high. And start the clock. So it's 140 is the Everest 2 was 140. This one we'll keep an eye on. We'll see where we land. Same BTUs, right? So, I mean, maybe because it's newer, it might be faster. Maybe because it's bigger, it might be slower. Honestly, I don't know. We'll see. It's boiling. So we're right at the 140 mark, and it is boiling. So, I don't know, a couple of seconds difference. I mean, obviously it's not completely scientific, but I would say that they boil in the exact same amount of time, give or take 2 or 3 seconds.
Right, 1 or 2 seconds.
But boy, if you have a small kettle like this and you want your hot water really quick, in under 2 minutes is pretty awesome. Before I give my closing thoughts, I wanted to show you something else. I found these Camp Chef, they're called Mountain Series bags, but they fit both the Everest 2, let me open that up real quick. They fit both the Everest 2 and the 2X. So I will put a link, and this will protect these guys a little bit better. It makes it easier to carry. So instead of that handle, you can basically just carry it like this. So this same bag fits both of these. And I will put the link in the description below on that. Okay, so let's do some final thoughts here. Smaller, bigger. If I go on the Camp Chef website, 12 pounds, 12 pounds. Maybe it's the materials, maybe it's a typo, I don't know. They both boil water in the exact same amount of time. I do think that the 2X over here, the 2X is just beefier. The clips are better. Whereas the cooking grate is actually smaller. The 2X supposedly, at least according to Camp Chef's website, is 215 square inches of cooking surfaces, where this is at least listed as 317.25 square inches of cooking surface. So I'm not really sure what that means. Does that mean you can get bigger pans on here? It doesn't look, you know what? Let's do this. This is hot. Let's do a quick comparison. I'll put them here. So this one, it doesn't make any sense. I think they're typos. This grate is a little bit longer and basically the same width. So that doesn't make any sense to me. So in my closing thoughts here, right? If the space is an issue, you want to go with this. And again, Camp Chef lists this as 25,000 BTUs per side, even though ours, I know we bought it at 20, so maybe they made an improvement. 20,000 BTUs on this. So the big differences to me are the size, the clips. These are plastic, where these seem like metal clips. The recessed knobs. These are recessed, these are not. And $20 difference, $149, $169. Again, we paid for both products, but I will put links below in the description so you can find. I'll probably put links directly to Camp Chef website, which you can buy direct. I think I bought this directly from Camp Chef website, whereas this one I bought from Amazon almost a year ago. And that is the Camp Chef Everest 2 versus the Everest 2X video. Please do me a huge favor. If you found value in this kind of video, hit the thumbs up button. Also, if I missed a few things, please put them in the comments below. If you have one of these and they stink, I don't mind hearing that. I don't work for these companies, right? This is a completely unbiased review. If you're a subscriber, thank you for hanging around. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you want to hear another video, or if you want to be notified when a new video comes out. That is it from Stephen Foster State Park here in Florida. And I'll see you on the next product review, which we're going to be doing more today, separate video. Thanks, Stu Beans, out.